commander of the Assin police station says his outfit is yet to arrest the suspect alleged to have defiled the 4-year-old girl because her father, who reported the case, is yet to lead them to effect an arrest. Police in Assin in the central region are yet to arrest that suspect who allegedly defiled the girl at Adadientem more than a week after it was reported. Now the police is, as I indicated earlier, accusing the father of not letting them into the matter after he made the initial report.
We wanted her to be okay before we move on it, and the father who identified the victim for us to lead, for him to lead us. And since they were discharged, the father was nowhere to be found. We said after the discharge of the girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. You said you can't investigate until the child is cured.
No.
And discharged from
don't
hospital.
Put words into my mouth. I didn't say that. I said when he is discharged from the hospital, he should come and then, as I said, locate the victim.
Did the child not name any suspects while she was in hospital when the police went to visit? And what did you do about it?
Town and look for Kobina. She described all those things at the hospital.
And the police weren't able to act on it?
We don't know the village step. They you go to the village and start looking for Kobina. We get. That is why we wanted the father who knows the suspect to lead us.
Did you actually go there and try to find this person based on the information given you?
Please, the problem is, if you come and tell me that Accra, Kobina is in Accra, where part of Accra am I going?
Let's be clear, this is not Accra, this is a village.
It's a village.
Yes, so let's not compare it to Accra.
So, you know the village life. Can you go to a village and just say, please, I'm looking for Kobina?
So did
we have to use intelligence, and the intelligence will pick it from the complainant. Because which victim is a small girl, is the father who lead us. This small girl, 5 years.
So it's the father that you need to lead you to the culprit.
Yes.
The father was not hospitalized. The father was in your police station.
Mr. Who is it, Kojo?
Yes, Kojo.
The problem is he's the one with the child at the hospital. Can she leave the child? He didn't come with any woman. He came with the child alone.
Did you speak to the mother?
There was no mother around.
The mother is the one looking after the child. Our journalist met the mother at the hospital with the child. Not the father, the mother.
Then you are giving me different information altogether. The man who came and made the complaint is the one we know as the complainant. You understand? We follow to the place, issue medical form, and give instructions. When she's discharged, come to the police station. She has discharged, nobody has come to report anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. On the 16th of October 2017, police received complaint from one Assin Kofi that her daughter, Grace Nyakon, age 5 years, was defiled by one Kobina at Adadientem. So police, and that the girl was admitted at St. Francis Xavier Hospital. So police accompanied the complainant to the hospital and met victim Grace Nyakon on admission. And daughter, he was being attended to by the doctor. So police issued 2 medical forms for him for endorsement. And since then, the complainant had not returned with the police medical form, nor even called police to know how far the case will go. The police investigations is a process. The victim was visited, issued with medical forms. So when he's discharged, we expect that the father should come along with the girl for us to take the statement and act accordingly. And now that the father didn't come, how do we locate their hometown? In this town, we don't have housing system, a numbering system. So it's a problem. So they should always bear with us that it is not the intention of any police officer to refuse a case, especially involving defilement and rape cases.
A lot of people are not excited, in fact, cannot be enthused about the response that the police service has given to this story. Now, the acting executive secretary of the Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence Unit at the Gender Ministry, Victoria Nachu, has indicated her outfit is aware about defilement cases being on the increase, but with few convictions.
We have an idea of the fact that defilement cases are increasing. We work closely with the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, and we have the data. Unfortunately, I don't have it home now, but we have data of defilement cases and rape cases increasing. Like the lady just said, maybe it's also because we are raising awareness. People are now reporting cases, but the fact still remains defilement cases are on the high side, and unfortunately, even though we encourage arrest or we encourage reporting of such cases, the cases are reported, yes. Huge numbers are reported, but unfortunately, we have just little conviction.
A law enforcement, a human rights, I beg your pardon, a human rights activist Dennis Ama is blaming poor law enforcement in the country for this problem. He expects the police to be proactive in dealing with rape, defilement, and other second-degree felony offences that are swept under the carpet.
With respect to rape, the minimum sentence is 5 years, and the maximum is 25 years. And with respect to defilement, it is 7 years minimum and 25 years. And you note something interesting there, that apart from the minimum level, the sentence is almost the same for rape and defilement. And the difference with the minimum level is just a difference of 2 years, which perhaps requires a second look, because the same offense committed against the child is much more grave and deserves more attention, particularly considering that children are vulnerable and are likely to attract such sexual attacks or defilement. Now, if you therefore want to provide greater protection for children who in some cases are even threatened, to prevent them from reporting the offense, then I believe the sentence for it must be much harsher than it is for rape.
We have been trying, all of us, to come to terms with news that an 18-year-old man is walking freely after defiling a 4-year-old girl because a chief in that area, Assin Adadientem, in the central region, says the gods of their area have cleared the perpetrator to be innocent of the crime. What interventions are therefore available for the victim?
Well, you should ask yourself what our police service is doing about something like this, and if they indeed exist, the presence of the police in such a community or of any governmental footprint in such a community. Because things like this should not be happening at all if you have the appropriate law enforcement agencies in the country, because criminal justice is not left to chiefs. Now, the Courts Act and our Alternative Dispute Resolution Act provide some room for even alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to be applied to criminal cases. But there is a qualification there that you cannot have it for such offenses like rape, or defilement, which is a second-degree felony. And so a chief has no business settling an offense like that. And if that is the case, you should ask yourself, it is not as if the chief has gone to rescue him or the gods have gone to rescue the accused person from the custody of the police. So that is where the question should be directed, because that ought not to happen at all.
Well, that's what we seem to be seeing, because there seems to be so much interference with the law in dealing with rape and defilement. defilement issues. How can we reverse the trend?
Well, when we say interference, you should ask yourself interference from who and
from
what kind
the
of
family,
interference?
from chiefs. Of course, a lot of the times you realize that even family members are the ones who perpetrate this act, and then the family head or family members will say, we don't want to tarnish the family name, let's solve it here and keep it right here. Sometimes in the community, opinion leaders in the community, and today a chief is coming in to say this. So you see that there is interference from all quarters to make sure that, I mean, that issue is settled probably at the community level.
I asked that question not because I'm unaware of such interferences, but that there is absolutely no place for that interference with a court of competent jurisdiction or the law enforcement agencies. Indeed, if everybody was allowed to go and call his chief or his family members to get him out of the pursuit of the criminal justice system, nobody would be in court for an offense because nobody's family wants them to be in court being prosecuted. But you really don't have a choice, and you are not to be left with a choice when you have committed a criminal offense that your family members can interfere with the police, who are not subject to the orders of your family members or to your chief. We are not supposed to be having such interferences. It is because the appropriate law enforcement agencies have decided we would let this happen. And so they must be held responsible for it. It is not a natural societal thing to allow to happen, because if the police want to prosecute a person, nobody apart from the courts of competent jurisdiction can free the person. And so there is no room under our laws for such interferences with such criminal offenses. It is only because people have decided that we would let it happen and we would not enforce our powers. That is the only reason why things like this can happen.